Part of the appeal of the John Wick franchise is how the characters handle their firearms. The actors and actresses clearly receive training with their firearms, and it shows. John Wick might be the star of the film, but his co-stars are most certainly the firearms around him. We've gathered 14 of our favorite handguns from the series for you today. Number 14. Colt Model 1903 Pocket Hammerless, $600. Winston gifts this pistol to Wick in the third chapter, during the scene in the executive lounge. It's a gun that has seen a lot of service as a U.S. military sidearm, beginning with its initial production in 1903. Simplistic, stylish, and reliable, the Colt 1903 was powerful enough to do its task, though it was a bit on the heavy side, and its stopping power has since been dwarfed by its successors. Nevertheless, it is considered a classic, particularly the film version, thanks to its good-looking pearl grip, and is one of the most recognizable John Wick weapons. Number 13. Glock 26, $600. One of the simpler guns in the franchise, John uses the Glock 26 in each of the first 3 movies. While it appears to be quite basic, it is one of Wick's personal favorites, which is not good for anyone who might happen to find themselves on the other end of the barrel. The most memorable scene in which John Wick used this Glock was in the bathhouse sequence from the first John Wick, which made it one of the best movies for fans of action movie fight choreography. Chasing down the man that slayed his beloved dog, Wick ended over a dozen henchmen, mostly with his weapon. Number 12. Remington 1875, $150. For all the advancements made in gun designs over the last few hundred years, it's hard to beat the classics. John Wick Chapter 3 features the Slayer brandishing one of these during the shootout at the Antique Weapon Museum in the first act. Wick's on-the-fly modification of the Remington 1875 is a direct nod to the Clint Eastwood classic The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, where Tuco assembles his own Colt Navy from the individual parts of 3 separate guns. Number 11. TTI Jw4 Pit Viper, $7,000. This 9mm pistol is a gift from the Bowery King to John Wick in John Wick Chapter 4 to help him make it to the climactic duel with Kane. This gun was specifically designed for the movie and features a distinctive barrel. The Pit Viper helps John wade through a horde of assassins, although ultimately he has to use a number of other John Wick weapons to make it to the church on time. Number 10. Dueling Pistols. The final battle in the entire John Wick series takes place not with modern firearms, but with ceremonial dueling pistols, as he takes on Donnie Yen's Kane in a traditional battle of pistols at dawn. The dueling pistols in John Wick Chapter 4 have a lot of ornamental detail and evidently pack quite a punch, ultimately felling John Wick himself after he takes a shot to the gut. The choice of such an old-fashioned weapon for John Wick's final fight reflects the series' nature as ultimately a classic revenge tragedy. Number 9. Smith & Wesson SW1911 SCE Series, $1,584. In the second film, John earns the ire of fellow assassin Cassian, one of the most dangerous criminals in John Wick films. The two square off against each other in a subway, where Wick fires at him using an E-Series SW1911 SC, which has been outfitted with a suppressor module. This unique John Wick weapon allows him to walk away without suspicion. The scene is humorous, as no silencer is capable of muffling the sound of gunshots to that extent, but it's all done for the sake of dramatic style. The E-Series is Smith & Wesson's line of SW1911 models based on the original Moses Browning design, and is available in an assortment of finishes, materials, and special features. Number 8. Sig P365, $450. Sophia Al-Azwar, aka Halle Berry, wields a Sig Sauer P365. This heavily customized model comes with some goodies from Grey Guns and sports a threaded barrel, which makes it perfect for a suppressor. Assassins need suppressors, but we never see one used. The P365 is a micro-compact 9mm, and it sports a relatively high capacity for such a small gun. In John Wick, the Sophia character wields the weapon with brutal efficiency. In real life, the P365 is one heck of an awesome concealed carry pistol and is our personal choice. We're not as cool as Halle Berry, but we can appreciate the pistol and handle it very well. Number 7. HKP30L, $700. In the inaugural John Wick film, we see our titular character dig up his old gear and guns, from an OTF knife to the various handguns for his return to work. His main handgun being the Heckler & Koch P30L. L stands for long, and the gun features a slightly longer barrel than the standard P30. The P30 series is seriously underrated and one of our favorite DASA guns. The ergonomics are outstanding, as are the reliability and controls. It's one of the most modern DASA options, and Wick wields it to great effect throughout the first film. Number 6. STI 2011 Combat Master, $4,800. Who doesn't love an armory scene? In the third John Wick film, we see Wick and company arming up, and the handgun of choice being a 9mm STI 2011 with the Combat Master package from Terran Tactical. This decked-out, highly customized gun is mostly seen in the hands of competitors, but STI, now named Staccato, has plenty of their guns approved for duty use. John Wick wields this heavily customized and extremely expensive pistol with ease and takes down tons of bad guys with it by his side. That, and about half a dozen 23-round mags. This big weapon is extremely accurate and a real soft shooter, albeit it's a gun heavy enough to be a club if necessary. Number 5. Combat Master Glock 34, $2,500. Speaking of Combat Masters, let's rewind to the second film. John Wick lost his P30L when a bad guy grenaded his house. In its place, the sommelier outfitted him with a Glock 34 with the Combat Master package by Terran Tactical. John certainly likes his gun large, and the Glock 34 is the long slide 9mm Glock. It's popular in competition due to its long sight radius, easy handling design, and relatively mild recoil. The Combat Master pushes all that to the next level and gives a gun worthy of Wick. The Glock 34 combines Glock's famous reliability with the Combat Master package, making it an even sweeter handling pistol. Number 4. Arsenal Firearms USA AF1 Strike 1, $800. A John Wick antagonist named Cassian wields the ultra-cool two-tone Arsenal Firearms AF1 Strike 1 handgun. This duty-sized pistol boasts a very interesting design featuring a very low-bore axis. It's super easy to control and recoils rearward more than upward. This keeps you on target and makes follow-up shots much faster. The Strike 1 is imported to the States, but sadly can be hit or miss on availability. Overall, it's a fantastic firearm with tons of potential, and we hope to see it imported in greater numbers. It's a striker-fired gun with a polymer frame, but does feature a great trigger, excellent ergonomics, and it is very controllable. Number 3. Glock 19X, $600. John Wick briefly uses a Glock 19X in Casablanca. Another Glock 19X is seen at the Continental's Armory. Glock's first ever crossover pistol, the Glock 19X combines the best features of two of its most popular and most trusted field-tested platforms. The full-size Glock 17 frame and the compact Glock 19 slide have joined forces to produce the ideal pistol for all conditions and all situations. The 19X comes in the coyote color with the first ever factory-colored slide, finished with an improved NPVD slide coating to prevent corrosion. Additional features include the Glock Marksman brand, no finger grooves, ambidextrous slide stop levers, and lanyard loop. Included with the pistol is a standard 17-round mag, two 17 plus 2 round mags, and a coyote-colored pistol case. Number 2. Glock 17, $550. Glock 17 pistols are used by many guards in Casablanca. John Wick and Sofia Al-Azwar temporarily use Glock 17s as well. Reliability and simplicity have made Glock 17 semi-auto pistol one of the most widely used sidearms in law enforcement worldwide. The Glock G17 is a full-size service pistol, shooting the 9x19mm pistol cartridge, a standard military round that's easy to find ammo for anywhere. The Glock 17 is a short recoil-operated striker-fired pistol. The safe-action trigger system makes shooting in stressed situations infallible. The main frame of the Glock semi-auto pistol is constructed of high-strength polymer that is resistant to shock. The white dot front sight and the white bracket rear sight provide rapid acquisition in dim lighting situations. The rear sight is dovetailed into the slide and is drift adjustable. Glock pistols field strip easily without the use of tools. The Glock G17 semi-auto pistol is an ultra-reliable handgun that is easy to learn how to operate and maintain, making it an ideal choice for self-defense, whether it be in the field, at home, or on duty. The model G17 comes with two standard 17-round mags or two 10-round mags that comply with various city or state restrictions on mag capacity. Number 1. Walther CCP, $500. Remember when Assassin attempts to use a two-tone Walther CCP fitted with a compensator in New York, which obviously Wick takes from him and uses instead? The CCP in Walther CCP stands for Concealed Carry Pistol, and Walther aimed to take on the part of the market that is decidedly underserved. Walter designed a pistol for those with weaker hands and reduced strength. You might point to the S&W EZ series as competition, but Walter released the first variant of this gun in 2014. Those with arthritis, weak hands, and similar ailments often have to utilize rimfire calibers or guns in weaker calibers like 32 ACP or 25 ACP. Walter wanted to provide those shooters with a 9mm firearm that was easy to handle for these shooters. To do so, they rejected blowback and short recoil designs and went with a gas-delayed blowback system. A small port in the barrel directs gas from a fired round to slow down and delay the slide opening. This makes the weapon reliable and effective while also reducing recoil and making the CCP a real kitten to handle. To be clear, we are reviewing the 9mm variant of the CCP. Specifically, the M2 model made takedown a lot easier. The M2 model greatly simplifies things and greatly improves upon the CCP. Marketers and engineers notoriously don't get along. Marketers often hype up a specific feature so much that the engineers bear the brunt of the blame when it doesn't quite do what marketing promised. So does the gas-delayed system deliver a softer recoil impulse? Is it the soft coil that Walter says? We're happy to report that the Walter CCP isn't just marketing talk. The difference between the CCP and Walter's other single stack, the PPS, is considerable. The CCP features a much less snappy recoil impulse that's pleasant and soft. The difference is quite clear, as is the difference in force needed to rack the slide. The CCP presents minimal resistance and makes racking a slide easy and safe. The Walter CCP grip allows for a handful of handgun and a nice high grip. The trigger guard undercut and Tony Beavertail allows for a comfy high grip that doesn't beat your hands up. A higher grip allows for more control, and you can maximize that recoil reduction. While it might not be as soft recoiling as a full-sized pistol, the difference is apparent. It's one of the more shootable subcompacts on the market. That's all for this video, folks. See you another time.